Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Labor Day long weekend. I can't believe it.
Wow.
But it's been a great summer. It's been an incredible week here at New Life, and things are just getting more and more exciting every single day. We come together every single Saturday as a team to have conversation, to celebrate, to give recognition, to do some training, and to just come together on the weekend. Really, the weekends are the biggest time to be building, guys. I know we like to think Monday to Friday, but Saturdays and Sundays are where we make it happen. So if you can carve out some time for your business and be able to be here and just get into that right mindset, right? And sometimes maybe if you're in a funk and somebody else is really excited and they're on a roll, you're going to catch that fire yourself, right? And be like, hey, I'm back on fire again. I know who I can go contact. And maybe there'll be somebody today that you're going to get triggered to think of. I know I was on a call with Rosa earlier this week, and she was like, oh, I didn't even think of this person. And it was just like, boom, 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 right? All of a sudden, as you get into that excitement, your mind starts to go, what about this person? What about that person? So we're here today to be with you. Everybody is welcome to share and talk. Today's topic, before we get into recognition, so that you guys can start thinking, me and Peg were talking yesterday. We know that we're going into really exciting times with Empower Hour, right? We've got Tanya Liza, Ray Higdon, Todd Falcone, Amber Voigt, Big Al. What's his name? Tom Schreider?
Big Al Schreider. His name is, Tom Schreider, but they call him Big Al. In fact, I want to tell you, I'm going to send a link in Empower Hour and some other groups because he's got a free book. And he said that he wants everybody to try to read the free book before he trains, and the training will be so much more impactful for you. He doesn't want to, and I asked him if he wanted to promote some of his. So I wanted him if he wanted to promote some of his books and train. He says, I don't want to sell anything, Paul. He goes, I see what you guys are doing. I just want to share my training, share my coaching with you. But they could have my free book, read the free book, and they'll get so much more out of the training. So that's Big Al or Tom Schreider. And Angel, Chris just joined us. Hi, Chris. James joined us from the UK. Go through our lineup again of Ray Higdon, Tanya, yada, yada.
Yes, we got Tanya Liza, Ray Higdon, Amber Voigt, Todd Falcone, and then Tom Schreider or Big Al, however you want to refer to him. So that's what we have booked so far, and there'll be more guests coming on.
Well, there's 2 or 3 more. There's Ted from Business for Home wants to come on. Steve, oh my God, keep forgetting his name. Another gentleman that he actually used to be on my team. Well, he took a spot on my team, but he's building internationally. So let me spotlight you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, we don't need to do that.
Okay.
All right. So it's going to be a really exciting fall coming in, and we can feel already. We trained a couple of weeks ago on how do you want to spend the end of your August to go into fall. And those of you who really dug in and you followed that and you took that initiative to really make these last couple of weeks big, you're going into massive momentum right now. If you've kind of been a little lazy, which is fine, it was summer, and if that's the way you took it, that's fine. Now's the time to get into action because you don't want to miss out on what's happening. People are starting to take a look. People are coming back. People are getting excited. People who have been in different companies and know what to look for, just like when we talk about the 5 pillars on our trainings on Wednesday nights. People see what we see here at New Life, and they're saying, I'm excited. We're building in multiple countries right now. You can have a global business here from your fingertips on your phone, from your home. And that's a really exciting opportunity to have. Never mind that we have a totally unique product that nobody else has. And we're hearing testimonials from men, from women. We were talking about that before the recording, so we won't go there. But we're just hearing incredible things. Lives are being changed. People are getting how they used to feel back. People are getting their life back. People are getting, getting benefits from this product that are changing their lives. And that's huge. So like I say, today we come together for recognition. Oh, I was going to talk about the topic first. So as we go into fall with all those big names coming onto Empower Hour, today's conversation is going to be why? What's so important to learn? Why you want to learn from other people who have had experience and success? Are you studying people? Are you studying success? Are you following people, even if they're not in your company and your team? Are you listening? And do you take that opportunity daily to learn something? Do you ask for some wisdom when you wake up in the morning? What can I learn today? What can I hear? One tip can change your entire business. And that's what we hope you get from us here on Saturdays and Mondays and Wednesdays. But you know what? You're going to hear from other people too. And that's why we want to bring them in. So today, what we're going to be doing is kind of going around. We only have an hour because Teresa has us booked for 12. We want to hear from you. What's one of your biggest takeaways you ever got from somebody that completely changed your network marketing career, or changed your mindset, or changed, what you were doing, or, we share the DMO. That's a game changer for some people that maybe have been in network marketing before and had no clue what to do every single day, or how to share, or what to say. So think about that. We're going to go around as much as we can after our recognition. So Paul, if you could take the spotlight off me so I could share. Thank you.
I don't know. I think you could share with the spotlight, but hold on.
Oh,
Remove spotlight.
fantastic.
Okay, go ahead. Go
There
ahead.
we
Go
go.
ahead.
That's all right. Oh, why isn't it showing my here? Paul, talk for a second. My PowerPoint isn't up for some reason.
So, all right, I'm going to go first then. I'm going to tell you that I trained with some people that helped me out in the business and to grow in the business. And one of them was Doug Firebaugh, as you know. And then, the biggest stress for him was, building a daily method of operation. And from that, we developed 5/5. And 5/5 seems to be a really powerful DMO for people because it's simple and it's effective. So my biggest takeaway from everything from going to GoPro with Eric Worre and listening to Ray Higdon, and we went to Tanya Eliza's thing, and those were really powerful. I'm not saying nothing else works or was impactful or changed my business or made me a lot of money. They all did. But stressing the importance of a DMO in being able to duplicate is critical, right? Because this is a business of duplication and creating things that are simple, effective, duplicatable, what works. So a daily method of operation. And if you don't have one, I teach 5/5, 5 things, 5 times a day. Angel, if they go to that, the video, right? What is the video? If they go to Lion Pride Academy, go to day 1, the welcome screen.
Yeah, the welcome tab. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then in the welcome tab, they'll be able to see the what's the video? The roadmap video?
App, yeah.
Right, the roadmap. In the roadmap, I train on 5/5, which is making 5 new connections every day, starting 5 new conversations every day, 5 new exposures every day, which is a video or inviting to a call or an event, 5 follow-ups every day, and then 5 decisions a day. And if you build your first 2, which is new connections and new conversations on a regular basis, within 90 days, you could build a pipeline of over 400 people. Right? Starting those conversations. Eric Worre just did a great thing, 100 conversations in how many days, Peg, was that? 30 days?
3.
Oh, in 3 days. 100 conversations in 3 days. Or was it a 3-day event?
It was a 3-day challenge.
Okay. It was a 3-day challenge to generate 100 conversations, right? Peg was able to do that 3-day training in 15 minutes because she's a great consolidator and a great trainer. But the idea is behind that you're not having enough conversations, and the conversations you're having, you think you have to get around to, and here's my gel, and my gel is fantastic, and you got to try the gel, and it's amazing. And then we have hydrate, and hydrate's good, and then we have lift, and we have Somanite, and you're doing this to people, right? Instead of just having a conversation. Right? Yeah. Instead of just having a conversation about, hey, how are you? What's going on? And how about evaluating if you even want to be in business with this person? This is not where you get a job and you're placed in a cubicle next to one person on your left and one person on your right, and you hate both of them, right? Because this one orders this crazy smelly stuff for lunch and you don't want to smell it, and they're having lunch in their cubicle, and the other person talks really loud on the phone. You can pick and choose who you want to be in business with, and the way we do that is by having conversations. And I do what's called, and I teach what's called the follow-up or the forgetfulness. And what the forgetfulness is, oh my God, I follow you on Facebook. You have so many great connections. You have so many great pictures up there. My buddy Matt, who introduced me to Chris, who's on this call right now, always take Chris. Tell me if I'm lying. He takes constant pictures of food everywhere he goes. He takes pictures of food. We were in Orlando. Every meal, every plate. He told me I had my fork in a plate to take a meatball, and he's like, wait, stop. He made me put the meatball back on the plate so we could have the perfect picture, right? So I would text a guy like that and say, oh my God, those meatballs looked great. Where is that? I have a birthday coming up and I think I'd want to go. Oh no, it's in the Philippines. Oh, it's in Thailand. It's here or there. But we're having a conversation, right? We're having a conversation about that food. Then I hang up the phone with that person, right? And then I text them back later and say, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, Chris or Fred or Larry or Kate or Brooke or Peg. I forgot to tell you. If you ever have anyone in your family who suffers from hormone issues or thyroid issues or pain or has a little bit of trouble losing weight, give me a call. I can help. There's your exposure, right? So you hang up the phone with the person. You don't pitch him. You don't push him. You don't do anything. Then 20 minutes later, you text them back with, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot. You seem like such a nice person. I'd love to help you. Anyone in your family, get out, guys.
Hey, I don't know who's unmuted.
I don't know. I can't mute. Sandra, you got to mute.
It's just Sandra. There we go.
Okay.
We got you.
So you do the follow-up with, hey, if there's anything I ever do for your family, I'm pretty savvy and with hormone health and with with weight loss and things like that. Please give me a call. It's the perfect follow-up without saying, well, how do I get around to talking about the business? What do I do? When does it happen? When does that, when do I make that move? The follow-up, the forgetful follow-up is a really, really powerful tool. And you can do that 20, 30 times a day. Go ahead. Back to you, Angel.
Yeah, you need to lift up your mic a bit, Paul. You're kind of muffled a bit.
Oh, you know what it is? It fell down.
Yeah.
And
I want to say,
check.
I just want to say, Kate meet Sandra. Sandra meet Kate. You're both in Mexico. So what did you want to say, Kate?
Awesome to meet you, Sandra. I can't see you because my Zoom is screwed up still. There you are. Now I get to see you. We gotta chat for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
That would be great. So we'll connect on the chat there. I wanted to say, Paul, if you can either clip that or if you guys can get this one put up really fast. I really like that forgetful follow-up call.
Good, good.
Love
it'll
that.
be there.
Right after our call with Teresa. We have 2 calls with Teresa, and then we'll upload it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So that was some good meat at the beginning of a
Nice
Saturday.
meeting you.
Capozio. Awesome. Okay, I can get the share going here. All right. You guys can see it?
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to get started here. We want to welcome our new people. So this is what we do on Saturdays. This is where you want to come and celebrate people. Just because maybe you didn't bring somebody in, that doesn't mean we don't come and celebrate and cheer people on, right? It could be your team members that have brought somebody in, but we are seeing momentum happen, and every call is going to get better and better and better. So we want to welcome Mark McNally, who's just been fantastic. Him and his wife, Dr. Pramila Ramzan, are just a joy to work with. We've spent a lot of time with them on Zooms and on calls. They're on fire, and she's just incredible. We're going to see some big things come out of California, that's for sure.
Hey,
Richard,
can I say something? I want to tell you that.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pramila and Mark, their husband and wife, they live 15 minutes from the Pleasant Hill office where Alexi is, right? I sent them over there for a meeting. Alexi said, Paul, I'm really busy. I got a half hour for them, but I'll definitely meet with them, right? So 2.5 hours later, Mark finally calls me back and said, my God, what a great meeting with Alexi, et cetera. They were very informative. Then they met Ellie, and then Ellie went into the science of everything, right? So this was a really powerful call. But last night, Mark, who brought on Richard Castile, who is a networker. Richard is a networker. He's built pretty big in some companies.
too.
What's that?
He was here before too.
And he was here before too. Yes, he was here before in the very beginning. He got a little spooked when we ran out of product, which was probably the biggest tell that we were onto something when we went through 5,000 bottles in a few weeks, right? That was a big tell. So some people don't respond, they just get nervous about things, and understand that about people. And we'll get into mindset a little bit later or another call. But they went on Nula. And he came back probably with the biggest testimonial for Nula, which is the New You Life AI. And if you go in your app and you look and press on Nula, you have the AI, which you could ask any question you want. It explains to you everything about New You Life, the comp plan, the products, everything you're confused about, ask Nula. They said to us, we don't even need Alexi anymore. We're just using Nula. And it was really powerful for us. And now I'm not going to tell that to Alexi, right? But to be honest with you, here's a doctor, right? And she's not some irregular, she was an emergency room physician for years. Now she works in biotech, right? Now you want to talk about people who you should prospect. You want to talk about people who are going to be in the business that you would probably never dream of prospecting. She works for I won't say the name, a huge biotech company. She makes crazy money and she wants out. She wants to be able to help people because she knows what she's doing in biotech, right? Which is basically short for bioweapons. She wants out. She sees what's going on right there in the thick of it. So that's going to be powerful. But imagine that AI is taking the place of me, of Angel, of Alexi, of Ellie. Use it. Use the AI. You're going to love it. Go ahead, Angel. Sorry.
No, it's so good. That is such a good testimonial. It was so cool to hear him say that yesterday. Yeah, so guys, make use of that because if we talk about just social media and stuff like that, but literally a doctor used it to find out everything she needed to know about the products. Harpreet Choker is another part of their team as well that she's come in. Christopher Adkins, who James brought in, and we'll be recognizing everybody who enrolled out of the UK. What did you say, Paul? Polo player?
Yeah, he's in the polo game. He works with James because James invented stirrups for polo that are very, very popular. It's a game-changing product, and he's an entrepreneur. This is a very, very wealthy guy, a very, very influential person, and he wants to be a network marketer because he sees the potential for growth. He sees the scalability. Chris is going to be a real asset to New Your Life. And if you like polo, we'll all go to UK and we'll go to polo matches.
Then we got Teresa Van Huysen. I can't remember how she said we needed to say it. But Teresa is the one who just trained us before we started recording on what we need to start saying to women. So if you need a new way to approach women, get with Teresa. Teresa got Susanna because of that. And then Barb came in with Teresa. Barb has varicose veins, and Teresa shared with her my testimonial on varicose veins. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's a super fit woman in her 60s. Doesn't need to lose weight. Her hormones are probably in check, but Teresa shared that, she might have a couple of issues that she wanted to take care of, but varicose veins. It was like, oh my gosh, get me that, right? Christopher Zanella, welcome.
Hey,
that is Paul was down in Orlando this week. You guys saw that. He met with Chris. They got to be close, and I had an incredible call with Paul and Chris while he was down there, and just so excited. Massive leader, guys, in this industry. And Chris, do you want to share anything? We can stop sharing if you want to say
Yeah,
hi.
if you don't mind, Chris, but Chris is a major power player, and I'm honored that he would even consider working with us. He has a lot of knowledge of the company, but I think we could all learn a lot from Chris, and I look forward to working with him. And Chris, would you say a few words? You're muted, bud.
Oh, I like the lion in the background there, Chris.
Me too. Me too.
We can ask you to unmute. I'll try
There we
that.
go.
Yeah.
There we go. I got it. Yeah, no, I didn't have the lion up there, but then I saw your lion, and I know I need to duplicate the people who are successful, so I put a lion up.
Awesome.
No, truly, that's one of my favorite lines. I will tell you this, I started very young, and the one thing that a guy said to me once, his name was Jimmy Vaughn. It was an NSA, and this is so long ago. I mean, I'm Paul's age, but I want to look like Paul. But anyway, long time ago. And one of the things he said to me was, he said, if you really want to build the business, you have to make them believe. And what that means is you need to build your own belief first. And once you get your belief super strong and you become very congruent with what you believe, sales is a transfer of belief. So you transfer that belief to that person, and boom, they're ordering. So that's what I'll give you this morning.
There's a whole training there, Chris.
There's a whole training in there. We could do an hour on that, Chris, or at least I can.
Sure.
We should take an hour on that and bring you on, Chris, because that's really, really powerful. I'm just going to write that down. That's awesome. Well, welcome, and we're so honored to have you here and can't wait to work closely together. I need to go in and back to share. Here we go. All right. Can you guys see that full screen?
Yes.
Okay. And Ana Valdez Goana, she is one of our first people into Mexico, along with Kate, and we got Monica. She is going to be bringing in some big leaders. We have Raul, who we're signing up today, but we need his translator. He would have been in last night, but we could not communicate. And then we've got Erica, who's coming in. She was a big builder in Nerium. She led the charge in Nerium to build in Mexico, and now she's excited. She's got a whole group of people waiting to come in. And those are just our first couple of people. Plus, Paul met with Alejandro in Orlando, who is committed and ready to get going once he's ready to come in. So we're going to have an incredible Mexican team coming in here, and this is just the beginning, guys. So there's going to be a lot of names on here that I'm going to have problems with, is what I'm saying, in the coming weeks. So we want to recognize the team members with new distributors, the people who are responsible for these new faces and these new names. Paul Capozio, congratulations. Mark McNally, who I wish was here. I don't know if he couldn't make it. It's early.
Yeah.
It's early in California. He brought in 3 people, as we shared. James Corden, congratulations. Kate Unger, congratulations. Teresa, congratulations on your 2 people. Matthew Nessler, and myself. So congratulations, guys, on doing what you need to do to build this, on sharing, on, just like Chris said, the transfer of belief. I love that. And I think we need to spend more time on that coming up. And then team members with new customers. Peg Tucker, there may be more.
Always, Peg. Always.
If you need to learn how to get customers and do attraction marketing, get with Peg. She also did, if you go to lionprideacademy.com and you go to the VIP area, which is just for New Life people, and you create an account there, let me know if you do. I don't go in every single day to approve people, and I don't get a notification. So if you do, just let me know and I'll approve you. But she did a training on social media, TikTok, Instagram videos on what she does. That was just solid gold, guys. And it shared exactly what she does, how she goes in and edits those awesome videos that she does. But she's an attraction marketer, so get with her. So we were talking, we just want to do a little bit of like housekeeping here. So the business roadmap call, this is the one where we take you through the 5 steps for a new distributor. So this is where you send your new people. They can either go to NULroadmap.com, takes them directly to that presentation where Paul also does the 5/5. But we really recommend that the first step you do right now is send people to lionprideacademy.com and have them go to the welcome page. This call, the NULroadmap.com, is there. Plus, we're doing steps. So right now we've got 4 days worth. We're adding days every single day. So they know day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. There's social media post ideas. It tells them exactly what to do. We're going to be getting them to text team to the number. I'll actually put that in the chat in case if anybody isn't on that list yet. They're going to get on our text list. They're going to get a Facebook group. Thank you, Paul. And so we guide them. This is a system, guys. This is how you get your person started. You may be like, no, I can do it all myself. Don't. You want to be duplicatable. You don't want people to think that, oh my gosh, now I got to spend time with these new people and I don't have time. I already work a full-time job and I can't sit for an hour a day with people. We don't want you to feel that way. We want you to know that if you bring somebody in, this is what you tell them to do. You do need to lead. You do need to hold their hand, because we don't ever bring somebody in and not train them, right? You don't start a new job and not get trained. This is their training for New Life. So make sure you're guiding them, lead them down the path to success, check in with them and connect them with your leaders so that when you aren't available, they are, right? So send these people, or send your new people, those links ASAP. Of course, NULempowerhour.com, as we said earlier, we've got incredible guests coming up over September, October, November, into December. We'll have great people coming, major powerhouses, major trainers that you are going to get stuff from. There's going to be meat in every one of these calls, so we're excited. Last week's call is going to go out to everybody who's on that list. Oh, also text Empower to the same number that Paul puts up in the chat. If you text Empower to that number, then you will get added to that list. So you'll get the reminder for the calls and the replays. And then, of course, our Wednesday opportunity call this Wednesday was amazing. And, you know, Paul and I kind of did a little bit of a new presentation. We had a lot of people on, a lot of people joined from it. And I've got to toot our own horn a little bit because Alfonso Todd, who is partnered with us in building Mexico, he's had massive success launching USANA and Nerium into Mexico at $40 million in the first.
And Mona V, and USANA, New Skin, Nerium. He was the GM for all of those, and he's a partner with Angel and I.
So this guy knows his stuff, and he teaches Paul and I a couple of things every time we talk to him. He said to us this was the best, most dynamic, entertaining presentation that he's seen in his 30 years of experience in the industry. And he said he didn't even, like, the call went over an hour, and he said he didn't even realize the length of time that the call was. Can we cut it down? Absolutely. But guys, the call is effective. So if you have somebody who's maybe taken a look, or you're doing your follow-up, hey, I just wanted to remind you, I know you're taking a look at this, no pressure or anything, but they're doing a presentation. It's really effective. They go over the business, the products, everything. You'll meet some of our leaders. You know, it's a no pressure thing. They don't try to convince you to buy anything or join anything. We just have a fun conversation, but also give them everything they need to know. So it's basically,
I want to do a quick 5-second training. I talk about go for boring, and many of you get on the opportunity call and you've seen it many times, and it becomes boring for you, right? It becomes like, oh, here we go again, or maybe you're not inviting people to it. But when you have outside people like we did, we had 36 or 32 or 36 new people on that call, okay? And every one of them absolutely loved it. So remember, when you go for boring, mean you know what you know, and you could recite and you could say and you could make the points you want to make. The new people who are listening to it become excited, become inspired by what you're saying. Just because you said something, and Chris, you could back me up on this. I'm sure you've said certain things 1,000 to 2,000 times, but it's that one person in the audience, or the one person who's on the Zoom, or the one person you're having coffee with that can make all the difference in your business. So when I say go for boring, it's not me being a boring person, but get that information so deep in your soul that when you're sharing it, the people see, and they see it in your eyes, that you know and you believe what you're talking about. If you don't believe in what you're talking about and you're still here and you're frustrated, that could be a sign that this is not for you, right? So some of us just hang on, and that's okay, but there's so many people who are finding inspiration, so many people who are finding an opportunity here, and it's new for them. And the fact that it's old for you means that you're onto something. You're in the top 1% of network marketers when you have that, you know. All right, Go ahead, Angel. Sorry.
No, and I think that any of you who have stuck through the opportunity call, it would go up and then we went down for a bit, right? Attendance was a little bit down because I think people were getting bored, right? Oh,
and you're not inviting. If you're coming there without guests,
exactly.
Trust me, you bring a guest on the call, we have over a 95% closing ratio. See how excited you get when you have somebody on the call, and then how bored you are when you have nobody on the call.
Right, exactly.
That's it, guys.
Yeah. I want to recognize Monica on the call. She just joined us. She's also in Mexico. So Kate, Sandra, meet Monica. I want to recognize her for two things. First of all, we know that I found Alfonso because I was training Monica on LinkedIn prospecting, right?
Go through that a little bit. I think people need to hear that again.
Yes. So I wanted to, so I was training Monica. Sorry, did I say Sandra? I was training Monica on LinkedIn. We were just doing prospecting, active prospecting. I'm literally, at the time I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, this person and this person. And I sent Alfonso a message. And, it was just on the spot kind of thing. Alfonso, you guys know how that turned out, right? So Monica is so awesome because she went out and she duplicated that. And actually, she sent a message to Alfonso. So Alfonso sends us a screenshot of the message and goes, isn't this Monica that I just met the other day? I'm like, yeah. But the great thing is, it's like, she's doing the work. She's duplicating what I did, which is exactly what you want to be able to do. She
literally duplicated what you did.
Literally, and that's perfect.
The script. Even Alfonso said she used the exact same script.
I changed it a little.
Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, maybe he didn't realize it, but
I did.
And then went to the same guy. But Monica, I'm so proud of you because you're actually doing the work. That's the big thing. This is a great story to tell. And I'm going to tell it from a stage somewhere, hopefully in Mexico, when we have 5 or 10,000 people in the audience. And I'm going to tell it. So I'm going to bring you up and talk about how you follow a system and a plan. Right. And it's a proof. Guys, if you've never had a mistake, or you've never sent out the wrong text like, hey, Paul, and you're sending it to Sally. And if you've never done that, you're not building your business.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Right? Yeah. Trying to claw back from that one all the time. And because of that training, and because Monica requested that training of me, and again, that's at Lion Pride Academy in the VIP area if you guys want to go see it. because she requested that, now she's going to have all of Mexico underneath her just from one training request, one thing that we did, right? And we recorded it so that other people can see it. So that's duplicatable. So if somebody
Yeah.
says to me, can you do a LinkedIn training with me? I don't need to spend another hour. I say, go to Lion Pride Academy in the VIP area. The training we did is right
Guys, start learning how to solve your own problems, because then you can build a team that can solve their own problems.
there.
It's so important, because the more information you get, or the more you could show people how to find the information. And let me tell you why that's so important. Because you want to create builders, you want to create problem solvers. We're in the business of solving problems, right? So we have to solve our own, and then we can show other people how to do it. But it's a mindset builder. It's a mindset builder about where to find the information or go look for it, because you're never going to build a team of 90,000, 100,000 people by doing all of that. It's impossible. This is a business of duplication, and it's a business of finding people who are finders,
Yeah.
right? Go ahead.
Absolutely. And I also want to congratulate Monica on an incredible story you put up on your Instagram for your testimonial on the Somaderm.
Awesome.
You were energetic, fun. I sent it to you, Paul, right?
Absolutely. And I said, she's got to do this in Spanish too.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it on the beach. I'm doing it on the beach this weekend.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Friend said, because I live on the beach, but I had to use the product for myself in order to say I like it. So it's been my granddaughter was here for almost 5 weeks. I was eating like a 7-year-old. I was eating ice cream, pizza, and I normally don't. The doctor had stopped me from eating that. So I start using Somaderm, and I used to eat sourdough bread and my stomach would get bloated. I just could not do it. And I'm able to eat it now. And I'm like, is it because of the gel too? So here I have 3 loaves of bread. I'm eating like a 7-year-old. She's gone for 2 weeks and I lost weight. Among other things, I have more focus. I am more focused and I have more energy. So my friends know that I'm not a liar. They're not going to say, oh, she's just saying that so she can sell it.
Right.
You know, so I had to show them the weight that I've lost. I had to show them, because a lot of them are going through menopause too. And the midsection is a problem for us. I had been working out. I had been working out for 2.5 years almost, and I could not get rid of that midsection. So this product does work. And with my testimonial alone, it's good enough, I think, for the people that know me.
And that's what I was saying to you last night too. You're going to be one of the first testimonials coming out of Mexico, right? Like you are going to have, we will be using that video. I've saved it. I screen recorded it.
Oh my God.
You're seeing yourself all the time in our presentation for Mexico because I want to see you. So yeah, just congratulations on everything you're doing and taking that action.
Yep.
So I'm going to pass it over to our beautiful, amazing Peg Tucker. Because the idea for today's training, and I know
you thought she meant me? Did you, when she said amazing and beautiful, did you think she meant me?
So I want to pass it over to you, Peg, to get us started. We've only got 23 minutes left for training, but I think there was a lot of meat and training already in the conversation in these 37 minutes. So go ahead, Peg. I would love to hear you share on today's topic and what your takeaway is from trainings that you got.
Yeah, well, thank you, Angel. There has been so much good meat here already. So yeah, we're talking about who we have coming into our Monday calls. I think what's really important is, first of all, what we're going to learn, because I've learned so much from watching people, and I've not only learned so much, but I've also most big trainers will make themselves relatable. You can see that they weren't always shining stars in their business, right? We all start somewhere and we all start at the same spot. So, making themselves relatable. And for me, it's, to hear someone like outside of this industry, say like Les Brown, say that when he started speaking, he would stand up and his brain would sit down. That made me feel like, okay, this happened to Les Brown. Like I can do this. So that I really, those are things I learned so much. And I learned that everyone's, these are normal people, right? They're no different than anyone here on this call. But also the other thing is, the important thing to remember about these calls for me is I'm inviting people in the industry to add value to them. So I'm talking to other people who are happy in other companies, but I'm saying, hey, come to this call. And I think, if you have a guest on the call, if you've got a few people that are in network marketing that are coming to the call, let us know, because we can mention you. We can put yourself as in a position of authority. Right? We can say, hey, thanks, Kate, for bringing so-and-so and so-and-so to the call, or, for bringing all these guests. We're so happy to, have all these people here. So those are things really adding value, letting those other people come in. They may be very happy in what they're doing, but you never know when things change. You never know when they are not happy and they are looking for something, and they're going to turn around and think, hey, what's that thing Lynn's doing? Like, I really liked that group of people that Lynn's working with, and I really want to, maybe take another look at that. So that's what I wanted to share. I'm really, really excited about the lineup that we have. I'm hoping we can have, I've been in conversation with Bob Heilig to add him in November, because he's starting a new program in October. So yeah, it's really, really very exciting. So thanks, Angel.
Yeah, Peg, you've got some great connections too. So I'm excited about that too. And thank you so much for that. I think that's such a great point that you made. If you've got guests on, let us know, like whether it's Empower Hour or invite them to this call. Even though this is a team call, if you've got prospects that are taking a look, you can say, hey, come and take a peek at what we do on Saturdays. Yeah, you might not be on the team yet, and you may not feel like, but you're observing. Right? You're just observing. I love that. I love Peggy shares, Rosa says. I love that. Oh, that's so awesome. I love the family that we have here. I'll share my takeaway. Paul, I know you have one more, I think, right? And then we'll go around after, because you shared the first one, but I think you said you had a second one.
You're going to have to remind me, because my ADD kicked in.
I'll have to listen to your voice message.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll play it. I sent you a voice message or what I wanted to do. Okay, let me go listen. All right. I'll be right back.
And you're not going to be listening to me, so that's rude.
I'll pretend. Go right ahead.
Okay, yeah, sure. No, I wanted to share. So for me, this is going way back, and I can't even remember what the name of the course was. I was trying to today. It was Deep Something, and it was Diane Hockman. I was in this MLSP back then. It was this whole online system. It doesn't even exist anymore. It was this online system to help you build your MLM, right? So, but meanwhile, it was just a whole distraction from building your MLM, because they wanted you to build that, but that's another thing. But I was in this course with Diane Hockman. She was an incredible online marketer. She's a great network marketer. She shared two things that I want to talk about. The first thing she shared was not lowering yourself when you're amongst greatness, or when you're amongst people who are more successful than you, not making yourself less than just because they may intimidate you. They may have more success than you. They may, you may feel like you need to kind of like kiss their butt, or like, really edify them constantly, or even get gushy or whatever, right? When she shared that, that really struck with me, because I realized a lot of us do that, right? When you're among people who you see as more successful, you lower yourself and you give them more power. And actually, Paul, I don't know if you're listening, or you might be listening to your audio. Paul has shared this before, right? And I don't know if you've shared it on a training or just between the team and us, but that you match a person's power, right? It's whoever leans and gives up power, then that other person gets power. So she had trained that, even though
I'll do that one. I'll do that one, because I can't find what you wanted me to do.
Okay. So even if you don't have any success in network marketing, maybe it's been one day you don't have success, or maybe it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 15 companies, and you've never created success. Just because you're amongst somebody who's created success doesn't mean that you become like this and they're up here. You can still stay matched, and you don't give up that energy to them. You can admire them. You can admire the success and ask to learn from them and all of that, but you don't have to lower your power. That was huge for me. And then the other thing that she shared with me, which I think I've shared on other trainings as well, was, and it was something I was struggling with at the time. And I can't remember how I asked the question, but I basically said, I'm feeling like I'm being elevated to a higher level. I'm feeling like I'm, thinking differently. My mindset is different, but I'm among people, family, friends, that are not afraid of that, but kind of making me feel like I'm kind of weird, right? Or why am I doing that? Or why am I doing this? Or who do I think I am? And I said, so I lower myself to match them when I'm around them. I don't let myself shine. And she said to me, if you continue to dim your light around those people, you will constantly be at that level with those people, because the more you don't let yourself shine, the more you're going to be attracting people who are at that energy level or at that vibration level. She said, if you start to let yourself shine, if you start to be your elevated self, if you start to be that higher vibration, you're going to attract different people. Are you going to lose some other people? Yes. And it's going to hurt and it's going to suck and people aren't going to like you and they're going to make you feel like there's something wrong with you. They're jealous. It's something in them that they see in you that they don't like about themselves. And once you start to realize that, you will start to attract something higher. And I was like, it was like the biggest breakthrough for me, because I was playing small. I was letting myself be small. I wasn't talking like this. I was talking, I was, oh, I don't know. If you go back to my old videos on YouTube, you'll see it. I was not this person. So once she did that, I was like, that's it. I'm letting myself shine. And even to this day, there's family members and friends that I can tell I irritate them. I irritate them, but I realize I irritate something in them. It's not me. I can be me. God made me to be me. I can be whatever I want to be. And so then I started attracting higher level people like a Paul, right? I'm able to have a conversation with a Paul Kaposia because I was taught to match people's energy, that I'm not lesser than him just because maybe he created more success than me. I'm not lesser than him. I can talk to him. I can have a conversation, but I also attracted him because I can match that level of vibration. We have different strengths, right? We have different things we can pull from each other and work with together. And that's the beauty of this whole network marketing thing. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. Your circle becomes this group of people that elevates you and brings you to a new level in yourself. And they see it in you before you even see it. Or you may feel it and other people aren't letting you be it. And all of a sudden you be it and you're doing this and you're like, oh my gosh, I found my place. So that was my takeaway from that. And that was years and years and years ago, but it's stuck in my mind for like ever. So I'll pass it to you, Paul.
First of all, that was brilliant and fantastic and an amazing energy. And you could see what momentum does for your energy, right? You know, we're in momentum right now. We have an amazing team. All of you doing so well, but you see how it puts this energy up through everything, right? So I don't want to get into root chakras in this, but what does this all have to do with network marketing? Because I used to teach nuts and bolts. Guys, you got to do this. You got to do 4 of these, 2 of these. You got to do this. You got to do these posts. That's not network marketing. Network marketing is in here. Network marketing is who you become. And then when you reach that level of stabilization of who you are, you're going to be able to identify insecurities, limiting beliefs, power plays, egocentric people in your prospecting. And they're all great personalities for network marketing, from the introvert to the extrovert. But until you start recognizing your own limiting beliefs and your own challenges, and then accepting them and then seeing it in others and appreciating it in others. Angel, you said something brilliant. Because that's network marketing, guys. It's not about, yes, it's a numbers game. Yes, it's this. Yes, it's that. And that we could train for hours on the nuts and bolts of network marketing. But when you said, oh my God, I just had a massive
It was that brilliant, was it?
No. It was so good. And I'll come back to it. So let me go into the power thing. But it was so good. It was so powerful. And I'm just having a bad day right now, guys. I've been up since really early. We had Philippines call, whatever, right?
Really have.
So the power thing, guys. So many you get the call, but how do I call them if I'm only making $20 a week? And then, this guy's making $20,000 a week. How am I going to talk to this guy? You've already given up your power. So Jerry Spence has a great book. He's a criminal attorney. He's got long silver hair. He wears a buckskin jacket. He may be dead by now. I don't know. When I read the book so many years ago, but he does this great story, or he teaches us that you both come in, and Angel did a great job of explaining this. We both come into a relationship, right, with the same amount of power, whether it's the president of the United States and you, whether it's Elon Musk and you both have the same amount of power in that relationship. It's through things like intimidation, or respect or honor or fear that we give up part of our power to the other person. And now there's that false balance. So when you say, this guy makes 20 grand a week and I make $20 a week, so I'm never going to be able to talk to him, you've already given up your power to that person. So therefore you're in a subservient role, right? You're in this listen role versus listen to me role. Maybe there's something we could do together. Because that 20,000 a week person started out at $20 a week. My first check in New Life was $27 or $25. I still have it. I still have the check stub. I'll never get rid of it, even though I don't know where it is right now. But the point is that everyone starts there. And the bigger they are, like a Chris, right, or a Matt or an Alejandro, they're so much easier to talk to because their ego's out of the way, because they're not trying to prove to themselves who they are, and they're not trying to prove to you who they are. They just want to see opportunity, and they want to see success, not only for themselves, they want to see it for others. I just posted in Lion Pride Academy Facebook page a video. And I talk about this video all the time about power switches and how you could set somebody off. And this is a little bit of a rude way to do it. Okay, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, is irrelevant at this point. He was going through some rough times early on when he was going bankrupt and he was losing the casinos and everything else, right? And he was going on the Larry King live show. It's up. The video is up right now in Lion Pride Facebook page. And when he sits down with Larry King, he knew Larry King was going to attack him. And he knew he was talking from a position of weakness because the guy filed bankruptcy. Now, I don't know if you know the story, but he retained all of those casinos because he was too big to go bankrupt. The banks weren't going to let him go bankrupt because they needed him to get them out of a hole. So sometimes you got to truly understand what your power is. But at that moment, Larry King was going to go on the attack. Larry King was going to humiliate on live television Donald Trump, right? So as they open up, I'm Larry King, and we got the Donald tonight, and from the heights of Atlantic City to the bottom of bankruptcy, and blah, blah, and he goes on this whole thing, right? And Donald Trump sits back, and he takes out Tic Tacs or something. He goes, Larry, if you don't mind, I got to sit back because your breath is really horrible, and I'm going to have to step back from that. Now,
has nobody ever told you that before?
Has nobody ever told you that before, Larry? Right? So what he did was upset the balance of power instantly. Whether you like the technique or not, there are more subtle ways and more kinder ways to do that to re-level the balance of power. Like, this guy makes $20,000 a year in network marketing. You make 20, but you were, like I was, a guy on Wall Street who ran a $1.5 billion company. Right? Or maybe you're the best troubleshooter in your company right now. Maybe you're the best fry cook McDonald's ever has. That's yours, and own it. Own it when you're talking to that other person. Find a place of power for you and equalize it. It's not about that you're in the same business. You're just starting your New Life business. You're just starting your network marketing business, right? So how could you be where a guy who's been there for 20, 30 years or 7 years? So watch that video. Understand the concept of it. You could hate Donald Trump. You could like Donald Trump. I don't care. Look beyond your emotions and see the technique and realize why he had to swing so hard at him. Because guess what? Larry King was going to swing really hard at Donald, right? So he rebalanced that power. In fact, he dominated the rest of that conversation. Go to Lion Pride Facebook page, watch it. It's a great technique, but it shows you that find a way to keep the power even. Right? Yeah. Find a way to keep the power even.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, back to you. Let's open it up because we only have a few minutes.
Yeah, we got like 8 minutes until Barb's coming in. We'll go until Barb comes in, but if everybody wants to do like a 2-minute, I know we talk a lot. That was
Sorry
just like the other night for me. You have 2 seconds, Angel. I just talk for 10 minutes, but you have 2 seconds. So if
you're never gonna let me forget that.
We want to have as many people as possible talk if they can. So raise your hand.
I'm going to ask everybody to do Barb a favor. I don't know who's supposed to be on that call. If you're not supposed to be on the call, please be generous and leave the Zoom call so we don't have to set up
you, Kate, myself.
Wait, is she coming on? No, we're going to cancel this. We got to go on this 417. This is Saturday call is 417.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a new one. Okay. All right. So guys, I'm going to ask you, please respect it. If you're not on that team or you're not part of that call, even if you're on that team, just, click your off.
We can all say hi to Barb when she comes in. And
all at
welcome.
once. Hi, Barb. Like Norm.
Yeah, she'll leave immediately. All right, Kate, go ahead.
I've forgotten 3 times what I was going to say. So on the piece about being small, to either lower yourself to where you think someone else is, or not playing into and being subservient. I love this. I love this visual, is that when we step into who it is that we really are, and it's not about you being a networker, it's about you being you. And so when we step into who it is that we really are in that bigness of spaces, we're creating more space for those people that maybe are feeling smaller to step into. When we recognize that, they can feel loved, embraced, and supported, and move into being more of who it is that they are. So the reason this came up for me was not a network marketing thing. It was a personal experience I had with someone that continued to try and get out of the way. Right? They kept making themselves smaller and smaller to try and get out of the way, to give people more space. I said, no, that's not what you're doing. When you do that, you're shrinking the space, because then all of a sudden it can become this almost like a competition of who can be more gracious and get out of the way. And it's not. We have to remember who it is that we are. Don't make it about the business, because who you are in your uniqueness is the most important thing. You do not have to be in a specific way. Be you.
That's good. Who can be more gracious and get out of the way? And you make me think of the whole money situation too, right? Where we are like, I don't need to have more because I'm good enough where I'm at. So I don't need more so that other people can have more. And Paul, you've talked about that. Oh, there's so many.
That's not an abundance mindset. There's so much money out there. We just sent, how many billions did we send to Ukraine? We're sending billions to Afghanistan. We're sending, there's plenty of money. Don't worry about it. Listen, the government prints more every day. So don't worry, there's plenty.
Anybody else want to do a share? Hi. How you doing?
Amy?
Hi. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm driving.
Amy,
Hi.
thank you. I thought of you today to send you the thing.
Yeah, I got your
message,
so I jumped on. Thank you for texting me. And this was like blown away. I can definitely say I'm one of those people that have kind of fallen off a little, but I'm ready to get back into it. And all this stuff was amazing. And I'm definitely going to reach out, all that stuff I wrote down, and to the different people. My one biggest thing I would say for other people that I learned is I get stuck on a person. I'll talk to a person, and then they're my main focus. And for like, I can go a month on this person and not realize like I need to like have a ton of people I'm talking to, not like one person. And that was my
chicken and the juggler. I'll give you a real quick. So go ahead, finish your statement. I'll give you the chicken and the juggler.
And I think you've been said to me before, like, well, I'm like, well, they say they want it, but it's back and forth, and it's like I get stuck on that. And so I had to kind of realize like you can't do that with that person.
Right. So there's the egg sitter and the juggler, right? So you want to sit on that egg and wait till that one egg hatches before you try to hatch another egg, versus think about a juggler, right? They juggle one ball, then two, then three, then four. And you ever see these guys that are juggling and they're playing the piano at the same time as the balls hit the ground, right? And then somebody throws them a chainsaw, and they're juggling a chainsaw and tennis balls. And then somebody throws them a bowling ball. So he's juggling a bowling ball, he's juggling a running chainsaw, and he's juggling tennis balls all at the same time. That's network marketing. If you want to be an egg sitter and just sit on that one egg at a time until it hatches, you'll never build a business.